Hello friends, a very good evening to all, and myself Vivek Mahesh, and we are going to discuss about India's tour for Australia that is going to start on Thursday. The T20 series level 1-all and the Test series is going to start. So what we can expect from this series? I think both the teams have quite a few similarities, as their batting department is their weak link while the bowling department is their strong link. The biggest advantage that Australia have is that they are playing in their own backyard. The likes of Usman Khwaja, Mitchell Marsh, Shaun Marsh, Tim Paine, they are all experienced players. And never looked like that Aaron Finch made his debut 2 months back. The way he played against Pakistan in UAE, he played brilliantly well. And the likes of Usman Khwaja, Mitchell Marsh, Shaun Marsh scores hefty amount of runs in Sheffield Shield cricket. So that's the advantage Australia have, is that they are playing in their backyard. As far as Indian batting is concerned, I think we are heavily dependent upon Virat Kohli. No one was consistent in South Africa and England apart from Virat Kohli, and that was our biggest drawback. The hardest thing that Indian fans can get is that the likes of Ajinkya Rahane and Murali Vijay scored brilliant hundreds in 2014. KL Rahul scored a brilliant 100 at the SCG in 2014. So the majority of the Indian players have toured to Australia's time, and they are quite experienced and they are quite adjusted to the Australian conditions. So, and I think the Indian batsmen are quite comfortable in Australian conditions as compared to England and South Africa, because there will be less amount of movement in Australia as compared to South Africa and England. So that's the advantage that India have. As far as Australian bowling is concerned, I think this is the best that is going around. This is one of the best that is going around right now. The likes of Mitchell Starc, Josh Hazlewood, Patrick Cummins, Nathan Lyon, Mitchell Marsh. So they will make the work harder for the Indian batsmen. 350 to 400, that is the score that the team will take, or the score that will be in the minds of the team, batting first or batting second, whatever the situation will be. The decisive factor, I think, in this series will be the batting, because the team who will bat well will win this series, I think, because both the teams have the same quality as far as bowling is concerned. The Indian bowling is picking 20 wickets in every test match, so that's quite appreciable as far as Indian bowling is concerned. But last time around in 2014, I think we lost because of our bowling. We batted quite okay, but we were quite wavered in as far as bowling is concerned in 2014. So that's the area we have to work upon. Bowl in right areas, because as I said, we will not get a significant amount of movement in Australian tracks. We have to be very up to the mark in our line and length, because in Australia the fast bowlers get more amount of bounce rather than swing. So the line and length becomes a very much important factor, because if you bowl in the if you bowl at the leg stump or short pitch every time, it will make the task much easier for the batsman. So that's the area we have to work upon. But our bowling is in a very good form, so that's the positive thing that we have. And the batting needs to take charge. KL Rahul, Murali Vijay, Ajinkya Rahane, Cheteshwar Pujara have to score good runs, need a good start, must be consistent all the way through. Virat Kohli is always consistent, and lots of expectation from him as well, as usual. So it will be a tight series. It will be a close series, and to predict who is the favorite is a very difficult task. And lots depend upon the first test match. I think the first test match is a deciding test match, because the team who does well in the first test match will get a grip in this series, and then the future of this series will be panned out. So the first test match becomes a very important test match in this series. and lots of anticipation in this series. A very good series awaits us, and we hope that India's performance in this series will be quite good as compared to South Africa and England. There are quite a few areas that both the teams need to work upon, and their batting department. But as I said, putting runs on the board, putting good runs on the board is quite important to progress in this tour. So we will discuss about this series as it went by, as the match progresses, as the in the upcoming matches as well. So please stay with us, please stay with me, and I will be providing the useful information all the way through. And thank you very much. Like it, subscribe it, and remain in touch with me. And thank you very much. It's goodbye.